Hello people, Simon here, and today I want to show you an amazing tool made by Mute Machine. The name of the tool is Rune Animation Tool, and with this tool you can simply export animations from the game Rune into a new SMD file. Forget about programs like Pygmalion or UModel, you don't need them anymore to export animations. Red makes it way more easier and it offers some cool options for it. In this tutorial I will show you how Red works and where you can download it. I will also show how you can use UModel to see and test the animations you like to export with Red, and how it looks in Milkshape after you export an animation with Red and import it into Milkshape. If you don't own Milkshape or UModel, you can get it from my homepage. Just use the link in the description and enter the page. From here you go into the English section, and from there you go straight into Lost Skills, and here you can get a bunch of good and old programs. Like I mentioned, you can get Milkshape here, it's version 1.8.4 and it works with Red. You can get some more stuff here as well as Red and UModel. Red will be an exclusive download on Rune-Library, so once the link is up, just check out Rune-Library and get your Red. Now let's get started with the tutorial. But before we start with the tutorial, let's make sure that we have a few files to work on. For example, we need a player model, and you can get one from Gwynhalla's Milkshape plugin. You can download the file on Lost Skills as well. Just get the file, open it, and there you can see it already. It's the Ragnar model for Milkshape. You can also take the textures, but for now let's forget about the textures. We just want the model to test it, so I will put this model into my sample folder and I will put Rune Animation Tool in the same folder. And what else we need is the player UMS file for UModel. So you can get this file in your Rune folder. Just go into your Rune direction and from here you go into the meshes folder, and there you can see it. It's the player UMS file. Just make a copy of it into your UModel folder. Close this one. Now let's start with UModel first. What we need to do is click and hold the player UMS and drag it onto your UModel Excel. Now UModel will open and start, and if you're familiar with Rune, you will most likely remember this texture. What I need to do is right now change the keyboard to English, because this program works only with English keyboard. And now we can take a model. If you don't know how UModel works, you can push H to see the help and the key bindings for this program. Now let's take this model. It doesn't matter which model you take because the skeleton is always the same, and we just want to see the animations. Now if you look in the bottom left corner here, you can see all the different animations. There are 612 in total and you can take one. So I'm going for a specific one I want to show. You can even play the animations to see what animation you have and what animation you like to export. I'm going for 195 because it's a simple one. For this tutorial it's more than enough, and it's H2 idle. Okay, it's a regular breath animation of the game Rune. Yeah, and we want to take this one, so we know the name H2 idle. We want this animation to export with Red. So what you can do is minimize or close the program. It doesn't matter. I'm going to minimize it, and now I can start Rune Animation Tool. And yeah, there you have it. It's pretty simple right now. There will be an interface most likely. Mute wants to patch this program by time, so stay tuned for that. But for now it looks like this, and we have a few different options. For example, we can export a single animation sequence, we can export a single frame from an animation, we can export all animations into a single file. In my opinion, you don't need this option, but this option is very good. Export all animations to separate files. So let's start with a single animation sequence. We took H2 idle, so I'm going to push 1, and now you have to write down H2 idle. write down the name of the animation you like to export. In this case we took H2 idle. Make sure you write it down correctly. Now push enter and push enter again, and Rune Animation Tool will close automatically, but now you can see there is a folder animation export, and there you can see our H2 idle SMD. It's our animation, it's the whole animation, and from here we are going to start with Milkshape. So what we want to do is open the Ragnar model, and Milkshape will open automatically. Now you can see it. There is the skeleton as well. You can turn it off or turn it on. It doesn't matter right now. Let's keep it on for now and maximize this window. And now we can import our animation. What you want to do is go to File, go to Import, and go to Half-Life SMD, because we have the SMD file and this is the one we want to import. So click on it and go into your folder where you have the H2 idle SMD, where you have your animation file. Click it and open it. Now get rid of the triangles check mark and the rename bones check mark. We just want the skeleton. Okay, now push OK, and here you say no. Okay, second window you say no. Now watch this. Just go onto the anim button and click on it, and there you can see it. Yeah, it's the first frame of the H2 idle animation, and you can start it, and there you can see it. It works. It might look a little bit faster than a new model, but don't be worried about this. The animation works fantastic in Rune. There is no difference. It's just how it looks right now. So as I said, don't be worried about this. Now you can see it. We have here our whole animation H2 idle. Now let's take another option of Rune Animation Tool, because maybe you want to create a new animation, but if you want to create a new animation, you have to start with the last frame of the idle animation. For example, if you want to do a new animation for the Dwarf Work Sword, you need to have the idle animation of the Dwarf Work Sword, and from the last frame you have to start with your new animation. Yeah, so we want to take the single frame of an animation. We push 2, and from here we are going to repeat it and write down H2 idle. Yeah, push enter, and now you get some info about H2 idle. It has 12 frames. We want the last one, so we take number 12, push enter again. It will export H2 idle SMD again, close it, and now it overwrite our old file. So let's test it. Let's start Milkshape again and maximize it. Go to File, Import, and import Half-Life SMD. Go to the H2 idle animation file, open it and do it again. Get rid of the check marks. Just take the skeleton, push OK, push no, and now check it out. You can see it. We have just one frame. If I put push animation on, you can see it. It's the last frame of H2 idle, and if I play it, there will be no animation because it's just a single frame. Works perfect. Now let's check what else can Red do. We have 2 more options, but for now I'm not going to use option 3, export all animations into a single file. You can test it by your own. Right now it would take too much time to import the file into Milkshape, so let's continue with option 4, export all animations to separate files. Simply push 4 on your keyboard, and now you can see how Red starts to export all the animations into single files. Yeah, and that's it, people. You can cancel the process by closing the program, but if you look into animation export, you can see all the animation that Red already exported, and that's it. That's Red. You can export animations or a single frame of an animation and create a new animation for the game Rune. Last but not least, let me tell you that I want to make more of these tutorials. Let me show you a quick sample of what I'm talking about. For example, we want to show you how you can export a model and import and change it with Milkshape. Maybe how you make new textures with GIMP, and of course how you can make new animations. For example, I already made a new idle animation for this model. Yeah, here you can see it. It's a new breath animation for this model. And we also want to show you how you can import your new model with new animation into the game Rune. It doesn't matter if the model is for a single player or for a co-op mod. We will show how it works. So if you like the idea, if you like the tutorial, and of course if you like the program Red, show us your support and stay tuned for more.